Right, very, very special good morning to you. Monday, the 8th of February, and you would have seen on Friday an announcement from the Welsh Government that some of the children in school will be coming back on the 22nd of February, which is the week after half term. So this week now, we've got a full week of home learning, then we've got a week off, and then on the 22nd, that week beginning the 22nd of February, the children who are in nursery, reception, year 1 and year 2 will be coming back to school. But bad news then for year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, you're going to have to spend some more time at home learning. But I've got a meeting this afternoon for head teachers to get a little bit more information, because the only thing I've got at the moment is that the infants will be coming back to school from that week on the 22nd. So other than that, I don't know anything else. They haven't told me anything. So we'll find out what that's going to look like, and I'll get I gave a text and an email to your parents last Friday about it, and I've promised them that when I get more information, I'll write to them. So it's exciting times ahead, but a bit of patience from year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6 is required for a little bit longer, but hopefully you won't be back. Won't have to wait too much longer to be back in school as well. But infants, lots to look forward to get back to school now, and we'll have to special think about what we do to keep everything safe when we return. And we had lots of that in place anyway. Keeping a distance on the yard, parents wearing masks, not mixing. That was one thing that they were really keen to say, wasn't it, on the news on Fridays, that you shouldn't be visiting other people's houses, you shouldn't be having sleepovers, you shouldn't be going to the park with your friends. It's not allowed. So even though we'll be coming back to school, all of those things will still be in place. Parents are going to have to keep 2 meters apart from one another, socially distanced. They'll have to wear masks. You won't be allowed to go around to your friends' houses, unfortunately. You won't be able to go for sleepovers or play dates or go to the park together. All of that is against the law at the moment. We never thought we'd be saying that a year ago. But lots of exciting times ahead for all of us. And obviously we'll need to stick to the rules outside of school. Obviously, if it's very, very important. So it's been a lovely weekend. I'll let you into a secret. I'm actually recording this on the Sunday, so it's not actually Monday morning that you're watching this, because Monday morning is going to be very, very busy for me tomorrow, so I'm having to do it on a Sunday. So I'm in my house, in my study here. So the dog is asleep there on the top of the chair. So hopefully she won't be snoring as she has done in some of the stories in the past. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but Rosie the dog sometimes falls asleep and starts snoring. However, hopefully she'll be nice and quiet today. But it is the Sunday afternoon, and I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Or hope you've had a lovely weekend. I know I'm enjoying. Friday, enjoyed watching the Swans. I said to watch, didn't I? And top of the table clash against Norwich, and they won 2-0. And this afternoon now we're going to watch the rugby. So by tomorrow we should know whether when you watch this now, you'll know whether Wales have been successful in beating Ireland or not. Because I know lots of you are rugby fans, enjoy watching the rugby. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope the result has gone well. But I don't know. I have my doubts on that one. Last week we started back with the riddle of the week. And this week's riddle, we better get it out on a Monday morning and we'll get the answer Friday. I have a face and some hands, yet I cannot hold anything or smile. What am I? So, I have hands and a face, yet I cannot hold anything or smile. What am I? So have a think about that. We'll give the answer on Friday. This week, as I said to you on Friday, was Internet Safety Week and keeping yourselves safe with the technology, the internet, and using your phones, using your PlayStations, using your computers. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I mentioned at the time that it's important to keep yourself safe in life. in general. And you're spending a lot of time at home at the moment. We know the rules for keeping yourselves safe in school. No running around the corridors, no going onto the internet or looking at things that you shouldn't be looking at, not picking up anything that's been left lying around, perhaps, although teachers are very good at not leaving anything lying around. So we have lots of rules in school, and there's lots of people to help you and to help keep you safe. It's one of my most important jobs, is ensuring that the school is safe for all of you. But in your house and in real life is different. Than there are lots of people in life who help to keep you safe. And I want you to spend just a little bit of time thinking, who keeps me safe in the life outside of the school? Well, you could have come up with the ideas of your mum or your dad or whoever looks after you, or your grandparents or your aunties, your uncles, perhaps older brothers and sisters. It could be the police, it could be doctors, it could be firemen, or firefighters, I should say. It could be police officers, it could be ambulance paramedics, it could be a wide variety of different people in the community that keep you safe. It could be the lollipop person in the mornings that crosses you up by Slee Stores, because that's an important job for keeping everybody safe. It could be Mr. Cole, the caretaker. It could be the people that sweep the streets to make sure there's nothing left lying around. It could be people that organise things in the council when you go to perhaps events. So lots and lots of people keeping you safe. But the ultimate responsibility to keep yourself safe is from you. And as you get older, that responsibility becomes more and more. And I've got a couple of scenarios this morning. There's not a story today, but a couple of things to think about. So this morning's there's a lot of thinking for a Monday morning. So I hope you've got up bright and early. I hope you've had a good sleep, because this morning there's a lot of thinking to do. So think about electricity. Lots of electrical items in the house. There are lots of televisions or things that are plugged into the wall. And perhaps have a think, if you saw one of them unplugged, or you saw perhaps the plug had broken, or there were wires hanging out, what would you do? Right, good thinking. You wouldn't touch it, you would tell an adult. So if we see any problems with electricity, whether that's things to do with plugs, we don't touch the sockets, we don't go anywhere near them. We tell adults, we keep ourselves safe. I know when you've got babies in the house, there are little plastic things that you can put into the plug socket to stop people touching them or doing unsafe things. I want you to think, imagine your grandparents have come to stay, and they always bring you sweets. And when they're in the other room, you see some almost look like perhaps like Smarties on the floor. Right. What would you do? They've just appeared there. Right, good thinking. You wouldn't pick them up, you wouldn't eat them, because potentially they're not sweets. They could be medicines, and medicines adults take in order to keep them healthy sometimes. And those tablets should never ever be touched by children. So if you see things on the floor, you think they might be sweets, don't ever pick them up. Always pick them up, but don't touch them, just call an adult. Right. I want you to imagine in the house. Now, somebody in your house uses matches to light the gas to cook with. And you see them lying on the counter next to the cooker. What would you do? Right, good thinking again. You wouldn't touch them. You would tell an adult never play with matches, because, as you know, if you were to start a fire or to light a match and it caught on something, your house could catch fire really, really pretty quickly, and you just wouldn't be able to stop it. So never ever play with matches. Now, matches are useful to adults. As you say, we might be using them for cooking or for lighting a fire or for lighting a candle. But if you ever find them, never play with them. They are very, very dangerous. Candles are another thing. Now, all your mums and your dads or whoever looks after you like to keep the house tidy, and they'll use what we call detergents or cleaning fluids to keep the house nice and clean. So you might have a spray, or maybe in a spray bottle, or it may be in a bottle with a screw top. What would you do if you found one of those? You found a bottle, you're not sure what's in it, hasn't got a label on it. What would you do? Right, good thinking. You'd never ever drink it. If you find something and you're not sure what it is, tell an adult, because sometimes if you were to find a liquid and didn't know what it was and were to drink it, then you could make yourself very, very ill. So adults, we like to keep these types of things outside of the grasp of young children. However, sometimes adults do forget. We're only human at the end of the day, and if something is left around, don't ever pick it up and drink it if you do not know what it is. Now, imagine your mum or your dad or whoever looks after you is cooking something, and they leave a knife on the side, and the phone goes and they go to answer it, and you see this knife there. What should you do? Right, good thinking again. We're beginning to get the theme. Don't touch it, call an adult, because things are very, very sharp. I once remember a child in our school opening a can of tuna and cutting themselves really, really badly on it. So sharp items, whether those are cans or knives, you should never, ever be played with. And I can remember having to speak to people about keeping safe. But we shouldn't be opening tins using tin openers. We shouldn't be using knives to cut things. When we use them in school, we have you can buy special safety knives. But in the house, you don't have those. So don't ever use knives. Don't use anything sharp. If you see broken glass, don't touch it, because you could cut yourself. So, very, very important skills, especially in the kitchen's a very, very a place where you have to keep safe, because there are sometimes the cookers might be on, perhaps they might have even finished with them, but they're still hot. So lots of dangers and hazards in the kitchen. So best to keep out of there when mum and dad are not around. Don't ever go in there. Don't go touching things that you shouldn't do. And I think that's been the lesson this morning, because it's important to keep safe online, which we talked about last week, but keeping yourself around, there are other ways of keeping yourself safe, not just when you go online. So matches, finding things on the floor that you think that might be sweets, and that's in the street as well, because another one that I always say to you, and I think it's particularly important for our area, sometimes when you go out, you might see a syringe on the floor. Now, a syringe is a type of needle. If you ever see those, you don't ever, ever touch it. You tell an adult straight away, who can ring the police or they can ring the council to come and pick it up. Don't ever, ever touch a needle while you're out and about. That's one of our golden rules. Okay, because you do see them sometimes. I see them when I'm out and about around the sandfields. Don't ever, ever touch them. Extremely dangerous. Broken glass is another one. Don't ever, ever touch it. And then everything that we've had this morning, matches, knives, playing with electricity, setting things alight. Always, always keep yourself safe. Don't do any of those things. And they're really, really important at the moment when you're spending so much time in the house as well. And the older you get, the more responsible you have to become. So, lots and lots of good messages for everybody this morning, I'd say. And as always, I'd be very, very proud of you keeping yourself safe, whether that's online, which you get lots of work this week, or keeping yourself safe in the house or in the local community. Very, very proud of you, how sensible you are. So have a lovely day, and in fact, have a lovely week. nice hard work on your home learning tasks. As I said last week, I hope that people are getting to bed on time, getting up on time. I said about people still in bed, 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. Wow. Plenty of work to be getting on with. We know it's tough. We know there's lots of things that you can't do at the moment, but you can enjoy taking part in some activities at home. So have a lovely day, and as always, we'll finish with our school prayer, and we'll all say it together. Un, dau, tri. This is our school. Let peace dwell here. Let the rooms be full of contentment. Let love abide here. Love for one another and love for life itself. Let our school be a lovely place where all of us are caring to each other, to work our best and show our smiling face, staff and children helping one another today and always. And as we say, over and out.